Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Science Exploration Zambia High School Hub. You're joined by Louis Moema, your host, and Caleb Winemo. Caleb, how do you do today?
Yes, Louis, what's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Great. So today I'd like us to do how we should learn to be disciplined, but what exactly is this? How exactly do we do this? Okay. In addition to discipline, we're going to touch on balance. Okay, so balancing. We're going to talk about how we balance our high school lives, our academic lives, our social lives, our lives at home, our lives at church. We're literally going to talk about our high school experience. Now, I want us to be very practical so that people who are in our shoes back when we were in high school can understand what we are saying. Okay, so let's get into it. Kalak Manamo, tell me a brief history of your high school life. How was it like? How did you find it?
Okay, thank you very much once again, Louis. Okay, when we talk of high school life, say it was quite, it was quite a tough one. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
tough one, but we overcame. I overcame. So I would say that it was good being in high school. You have those experiences where you've got academic work, you've got relationships that could be friendship, and yeah, even the normal relationships, girl boyfriend relationships, and then so it was a bit hard to balance up. I would say in high school, especially the first part, which is grade 10. Life was that's why we played a lot. You had to enjoy life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I feel for me, grade 10 was the time where
Exactly.
my academic life was on its lowest because I gave more attention to I
Mm-hmm.
played a lot, yeah, played a lot in grade 10. Like
Yeah.
I started now realizing in grade 11 that I really needed to work hard and pull up my socks. So it took realization to start building up on my academic goals. I had to assess the situation, analyze, look at what was going wrong, the wrong things that I did, the errors and mistakes. So I had to start realizing, had to start working on my mistakes, perfecting them, uh, building up on the same mistakes. Like I would state and say,
Okay.
okay, I don't have to repeat this mistake again. So I worked on that, worked hard, developed a culture of studying, developed a culture of wanting to be first in class, developed a culture of always wanting to come out on top. So there's that realization. But again, there's a part where I played, group influence, peer pressure,
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend, girlfriend
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was quite a good experience, I would say. It was quite a good experience. But yeah, those influence, but I had to keep all these things because I knew that I had to pass at the end of the day. I had to
Yeah.
perform well in my end of terms. I had to do well in my grade 12. So it took it was a journey, it was a process, and I don't want to make it sound special as if for me it was just whereby I used to study, was that good boy. No, I
I
was
know.
yeah,
I know. I know.
yeah, very much notorious at school again. Yeah, did a lot of crazy stuff, but came through because from the same mistakes that I made, I learned a lot of things that
Mm-hmm.
contributed to me being the person that I am today. Yeah.
Okay. If I remember so well, in my 10th grade, I was quite relaxed as well because I mean, there's like no exams nearby. So yeah, there's that relaxed. Okay, no problem. I will study when the midterm exams come, and yeah, you will actually pass your exams. And I will, go to school and I would learn. And once class is done, that's it. I am at home. I am sleeping or watching TV or just until later on in life. That's grade 11 as well. In grade 12, I'm like, okay, wow, time has gone so fast, and I have the final exams to think about. So that's like when you get into, the school exam mode and everything,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah,
everything just changes. Okay,
true, true.
so I want you to tell us, let's drive to your 12th grade. Okay. So your 12th grade, Caleb, you take on the position of head boy. Congratulations. I want you to just tell us how that was for you, the whole experience. Okay, especially the title. So you carry this title, okay? The whole school looks up to you, and you represent the school, and you are a student. You're not a teacher. You're a student. That means you also have exams, which are looking
Yeah,
in
yeah.
your face. That means you have to write and pass your exams. So can you just tell us about that? The excitement, the pressure, the stress. Tell us all that.
All right. So, first of all, concerning, I don't know why you mentioned this head boy thing, but anyway, since this is an interactive podcast
I
show,
had to.
I'm going to make sure that yeah, I explain. Okay, for me, like being head boy, first, it was a surprise. Like I never expected it. Like it came at a time where, I did.
Mhm.
There are those things that's, you're caught by surprise. Like I was surprised, and to some extent, I would say I wasn't really, really ready for that. But their codes, like you're supposed to lead the masses, you're supposed to be head boy. Then I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, how am I going to do it? Yeah, so
Mhm.
I had to sit down because I
Mhm.
feel the same position of head boy, I think, pushed me like big time to even do well in
Yeah.
school, like to be
Yeah.
disciplined, to be the person that I am today, for people to look up to me, yeah, for young ones to come, look up to me, tell me, you inspire me, this and that.
Mhm.
So I think that was a turnaround for me in my life, I would say. Yeah, being given that leadership position. At the same time, though it was
Mhm.
stressful, you had to, yeah, you're supposed to be in class, but you've got, head
Yeah.
boy with these issues, you have to attend to different issues. But
Exactly.
again, I I would say that it was an experience that I enjoyed. Yeah, it was an experience that I enjoyed. I Yeah, it built me. I learned a lot. Yeah, I was trained by some teachers, got good mentorship on how to be a leader, how to deal with
Mhm.
situations. Yeah, how to cope with people. To those notorious stuffs, like how you deal with them. I learned a lot. I was carrying the responsibility of not leading two people or five. I was leading a lot, the masses. That was like 1,000 people, if I'm not mistaken, over like 1,000 students, pupils at our school, and you know, you had to be there to give proper guidance as a leader, to make sure that people are following through, to make sure that people are get inspired by your leadership, because the way leadership is, if you're the leader, you don't give adequate leadership, the people that follow you lose confidence. So I had to
Mhm.
do a lot of stuff. I had to learn
Exactly.
from people that had gone ahead of me. It was a good experience, and it built me up, because from that, a lot of people have recognized leadership traits in me. Have been,
Mhm.
opportunities to lead away from school, church, even other people would want me
Okay.
to. Yeah, so I think overall it really built me, and I learned a lot of stuff. I learned the bad part of leadership, the positive part of leadership. It was quite a good
Mhm.
experience, I must say. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This is very interesting. How that you are young, okay, but you have already taken up leadership roles, which are teaching you one or two things. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask, in addition to this leadership roles, yes, you were the school head boy. You had prefects that had to, get administration from you, and you had pupils who had to listen to you, and teachers you had to report to, all that. Yeah. But I want to ask about your engagement, how much you engaged in the school activities, in sports, in clubs, in the jets, things like that. What do you have to tell people about that? Is it important to engage in sports, in games? Is it important to engage in the jets club? Just tell us more about this.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Louis. So I'll first touch on the school clubs. I think part of the high school hub, yeah, is to talk about school related stuff, and which we're doing, which is interesting. And I love the question that you've asked concerning jets and everything. I would say I want to advise that every club in school is very, very important. But again, you're supposed to know the club that's going to benefit you. You can't be a member of 6 clubs in school. Then actually, to some extent, you really don't know what you're doing, but you have to pick something of your interest and something that's going to build you academically. So for me, one of the clubs that
Okay,
really,
so
really,
this, sorry, can I just say something?
okay,
Can I just say something? So you have mentioned that you can be part of all these six, clubs, and you're just there. So I feel this also touches on discipline, as we're talking and
Yeah.
talking about today, how it is that you should be disciplined in terms of, what you're engaging yourself in. There's just times you have to stop and say, okay, this is not too beneficial because look, I am one body. I cannot be part of all the billions of clubs in my school. Let me join ABC. So that too is actually discipline. Thank you so much for touching on that. I can let you continue now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for that addition, Louis. On school clubs, you really have to be decisive. You really have to look at something of your interest, something that's going to groom you. Something, there are people who are naturally good at academics and they don't need Jet Club, for example, because I'm going to touch on Jet Club very much because it's the highest intellectual club when you talk of clubs in school. So, but there are other clubs that would help,
Okay.
for example, like youth clubs that would shape your mind, youth clubs that will help you move away
Hmm.
from yeah, peer pressure, being involved in bad groups, bad influence. You can also join those groups just to shape yourself and be that good person. But if you talk of academics and something that's going to move you forward, I urge everyone who's watching this video, Jets Club is the best club that can build you academically because I was built by
Okay.
Jets. I was just passionate about joining Jets. I remember very well. I was in grade 10. This playful guy, huh?
Hmm.
But very, very interested in all the physics, the chemistry, and the math. Like, despite having challenges, despite being playful and everything, I still have I still had that interest of saying, I just want to be in Jits. One day I just want to stand in front and also teach a topic. Also, maybe,
Yeah.
there's always that drive that, and I believe I kept on pushing,
Hmm.
kept on pushing. Grade 11, also tried to do a project. I was just involved, it built me, it gave me, I was challenged.
Yeah.
Whichever, whenever I went to Jits, I would find people um, doing well. You just find people in grade 11, but they're ahead, they've done topics. So I used to get inspired. I was like, wow,
Uh
so
huh.
this can be me in the next few months. And it really, really helped me. I
Yep.
pushed hard, I put through, and final grades. Yeah, I was the lead top leadership in Jets, led Jets with the few guys.
Hmm.
We pushed. Yeah, I sat for Olympiads. It was quite a good experience, and it built
Yeah.
me very much. And today, I'm a lover and fanatic of science, tech advancements, and everything because of the grounds and the
Okay.
foundations of Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's thank you so much for your thank you so much for your sharing, Caleb. So what I would like to just tell people listening to this, you high school students especially listening to this, high school is a very fun phase of your life, should be told. It does not mean that you should be on your books 24/7 and die because, so you're just into the books. No, but you have a life to yourself, okay?
yeah,
There's
true,
these
true.
clubs Caleb has mentioned, okay, that builds you. So high school is like your foundation, literally, because when you get into university, you don't see any of that stuff. Nothing is there to say, okay, do this, do that, let me build you here, let me build you there. No, in university, it's like you should get into university with a backbone. Yes, quite all right. People are built in university as well, but I'm just giving some tips, okay, as far as I am concerned and as far as I have come. All right. So your high school is like a phase. It's where you are excited, where you don't have much responsibility, where your teachers are there to guide you to tell you don't do this, do that. And it may be annoying, but when you get out of that stage, you're never going to return to high school. You're never going to have somebody sit down and say, look, I care about your future. Don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. When you get into university, you are so free to be you, but then what are you going to do with your life? So it is best you begin to fix yourself and begin to build yourself now, lay the foundation so strong, so that as you get into society, as you get into university, you already know, you already have a strong foundation. Remember in grade 12 when we were told that, look, if your grade 10 foundation is poor, you cannot continue to, excel in your exams and everything. Remember that, Caleb?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so same applies to what I'm trying to say right now. I just want to emphasize this because I feel like so many people don't know this. Like they're out there, they're going to school, they're going high school students especially. They think it's just okay. One day I'm in high school and one day I'm out, and that's it. But there's more to it than that. This is a time where you build yourself, you build your foundation, and have fun. It's your life. You only live this once, okay? So I was in partnership with Caleb too, my Nemo. He was the head boy and I was the head girl. Yay! I was also part of the Jets Club. Yeah, it was exciting. It was exciting. I
Yeah,
was part of
very,
the
very.
Jets Club as well. It didn't, however, not like my whole high school life. And truth be told, when I look back, I say, oh wow, okay, school was fun. Like the things I have learned so far, okay, where I am right now, the foundation that I laid back in high school has literally helped me to be where I am today. So, Caleb, I want you to just talk to people that are in leadership roles right now, to the high school students who are in leadership roles. I talk too much, so please let me. there's a time, there is a time when some guy found out that okay, I'm to be elected as the head girl, and he came to me and he's like, Louis, are you sure about this? And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? And he's like, head girls fail. And truth be told, that irritated me and that scared me too as well, because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, wow, the school is going to be looking at me and I have to pass in everything. And trust me, there's prefects out there, there's head girls and head boys out there who are worried as well. Like in this current situation, they're like, okay, when I go back to school, I still have to lead. How am I going to lead and balance in my academic life? So, Caleb, I just want you to give them a tip of advice right now. Tell them what you think can help them. What helps you that can help them?
Okay. Thank you very much once again. Now, yeah. Okay. First, what I always tell people is that being given a leadership opportunity is a privilege. Huh? Not everyone is given that opportunity to lead in school. And
So true.
when you look at, for example, you could be the president of Jets, the club at your school.
Hmm.
Could be the president, or could be the head boy of your school, a prefect. It's rare that you'd be given an opportunity to lead the masses, because I believe nowadays every school has got should be 1,000 plus students. And imagine you're given that
Yeah, yeah.
opportunity to lead everyone, to lead
Hmm.
all those people. So you find that you just have to first, it's a privilege. And apart from that, that's where leadership starts from. That's where leadership starts from. Even the
Exactly.
people that have influenced
Hmm.
spheres of leadership today, people that are taking up high roles in society, people that are taking up
Hmm.
top positions in society, it's because they've got a background. They started from somewhere. They did just not wake up and say, I am a leader. No. I recall I recall the words of one of my academic mentors, Mr. Mshalawayo. Mr. Mshalawayo would say, leaders are not born, leaders are made. So
Leaders of race. Yeah.
yes. So in leadership, one thing that you must know is that you're privileged, and it's not like you've got pressure now because I'm a leader. There's always that you're supposed to be wise enough, because again, at the same time, if you're not
Yep.
careful enough, the leadership position that you have may bring you pressure because you want to prove a point. You want to show everyone,
Exactly.
because I'm a leader. No, I can't. No, leadership is you now being humble
Hmm.
first. When you don't understand it,
Yep.
despite being the top leader, go and ask, bro, I don't understand this
Hmm.
topic here, so how do I do it? From there, what you're doing is that your humility is now exposing how good you are as a leader. People feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
People will be able to recommend you, because leadership is not only about
Hmm.
directing and saying, hey, do this, do that. Even humility today
Hmm.
is one aspect, it's a trait of leadership. That's one,
Yep.
humility. Secondly, you have to be a leader with a voice. When you talk, let people listen. And you can only
Hmm.
tell people when you lead by example. You can't just be telling people, hey, study hard as a leader, but you yourself are not studying hard. Yeah, so so even before you tell the people that you're leading to study hard,
Yeah.
make sure you're also studying hard as well. Make sure that
Hmm.
you're committed to what you're doing. Be an accountable leader. Do not be biased. Do not show favoritism. Be a
Hmm.
leader that's equal. Show leadership when a situation is presented before you. Handle it with wisdom. Like consult when needed.
Hmm.
That's what leadership is all about. And
Okay.
just like I put it in the first place, it's a privilege, because from there you are shaped for next
Hmm.
top leadership positions. Because from I don't know what's going to happen next to me from being from the head boy thing, but I've had some leadership privileges at church, and some people just asked me. I get
Exactly.
messages on my phone, on my WhatsApp. So how did you deal with this?
Hmm.
So more like I now have people that look up to me, people that want me to mentor them and all
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's a privilege. It's a privilege. It's a privilege.
Hmm.
It's because of that one exposure which I embraced well and took it well. Imagine if I was a
Yeah.
bad leader, if I failed, if I didn't do well, if I had a bad relationship with the people that I was leading,
Exactly.
no
Mm-hmm.
one would look up to me. Today I go to my school, people will tell you,
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
he was a good head boy. I'm not saying, I'm not bragging, but I've heard it from people.
No, 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 no.
I've heard my
Of
mom.
course, of course.
I've heard my mom go to my school, and she just comes. No, people,
Mm-hmm.
just teachers say you're a good head boy, with good behavior and the
Oh
likes.
wow.
So it's good. It's good. So I think I've said too much, and I think that's what I would say. Yeah,
No, no,
that's what
no,
I would
that's
say.
good.
Yeah, that's what I'd
Okay.
say.
Okay. So this also goes back to discipline. Everybody listening to this, you have a leadership role in school. That means that you should be very disciplined, honestly, because you have the school to take care of, and then you have yourself to take care of. If there is no discipline, one will be highly prioritized as compared to the other, and you will fail in one. So if you are, trying to be a good leader, a so-called good leader, and always working in school, you have no time to yourself, no time to your studies, trust me, you will excel in your leadership, but you will fail in your academics. If you are trying to, excel in your academics and you forget about your leadership, then trust me, you are going to excel in your academics quite all right. But what about your leadership skills? Okay.
True, true.
So honestly, leadership skills are one thing that is very important to us, especially as a young African population, because we literally are the bosses of tomorrow. We literally are the founders of companies, organizations, things like that for tomorrow. So if we can start from here, I believe it's bonus plus plus for experience. We get to learn a whole lot of stuff which we cannot teach in school. So Callum, is there anything else you'd like to tell us before God, how important is to your school? If there's any practical example you can give me, please go ahead.
Okay, for me, I think just to save it for for another day, or maybe when we have the privilege of having such an interactive session where we talk about our experiences in high school. I think for me, what I've said today, these are nuggets enough for you to maybe go to the next level. And it's not coming from someone who's just woken up. I was a leader before. I led people. She's been a leader before, not just a leader, head girl for that matter. So I think that's what I would say for everyone who's going to be watching this. Make sure that you get one or two things from here. Learn from people who've passed through this phase, people that experienced everything that we've talked about, and it will really, really help you. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, thank you. Again, I'm going to ask this again. Can you tell me how important it is to involve God, to involve your church in your life as a student?
Well, I feel it's very much important. It's very much important. No person on earth can live without the help of the Maker. It's very much important that you incorporate, you involve God in everything, because at the end of the day, God wants to be involved in everything that you're doing. So yeah,
True
by
that.
through the help
So
of
true.
God, everything you can do anything through Christ who strengthens you. Just like we've
Mhm.
managed to pass our great robes now in universities, and we're pushing again, hopefully in the next few years, degrees. It's all by His grace. It's because God is there, not because we did
Yeah,
it on our own, but through everything, it's because He was there and He helped us. Yeah.
exactly. That reminds me, when I was in high school, when I was in my 12th grade, I was with my mom, and she taught me how to wake up. Yes, I would have my studies after midnight, and I'll study. And instead of just starting my day, getting into school and everything, she taught me how to dedicate just 1 hour to God in prayer. So I'm committing my day into God's hands. I am praying. I am thanking God for the new day. I am asking for guidance and for wisdom, and trust me, it paid off every single day. Because when I got back home, I would reflect through my day, and I'm like, okay, so I'm here talking to God, and I'm like, okay, God, so I say this, I wanted this to happen today. Um, I wanted help in this and that area, and I am improving, I am learning, and things are going so well. So everybody out there, we claim to be all Christians, we claim to be, this Christian nation. This should be applied very personally. I feel like even in your academics, you should learn to involve God in this, because he literally gave you this, okay, and he
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
wants to be in every area of your life. So the way he built and made me strong, honestly, the way he built and made us all strong, I feel you can do that for you too. Just learn to apply him to your day-to-day life. That is, I love God. I can talk about him the whole day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Caleb Munemo, thank you so much for this short time we had today. I am glad we got to talk about this. My prayer is that one or two people, or three or four, learn a thing or two from what we just discussed today. Caleb Munemo, thank you so much for being part of this show today.
Okay, maybe before we cut, just one. Make sure that you watch this video and also listen to our audio podcasts that are going to be available on different podcast platforms. There's going to be a flyer that's going to be provided at the end of the video, so that you check out yeah the platforms where you can watch where you can listen the podcast from. Yeah, thank you very much.